Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Friday night, it's 9 p.m., and we are back here on
How to Ace Your
Career. So,
Career.
guys, like you all know, that we come here every Friday night at 9 p.m. to help you in some way to grow in your career, especially people of mid age, people with 12 to 15 plus years of experience who go through challenges in their work front and challenges like career stagnation, not getting the right promotion, not having a great boss, not happy with your work, wanting more work life balance, whatever it is. Each time there is something value add that we give, that if you apply, it really makes a difference in life. And that's why we've been having you time and again to come here and watch us and hear us, and such amazing stories of life making a difference. But tonight is something special and very beautiful that we are going to hear. This is the first time that both of us are not going to do the talking. There's going to be someone else who's going to live, who's lived a beautiful life, but that was not for her. It was meant for a much bigger world.
Absolutely.
But before we invite her, I'm Nutan. I'm a career and a life coach. And like you just heard, for the last decade, we've been helping mid-age professionals to lead an amazing life. And
I'm Dheeraj, a career coach, a life coach, a business coach, and both of us put together, we create this company, ND Life Coaching. So today we're going to introduce a person.
So before we
Yeah.
go to the introduction,
Yeah.
like I said, we all deal with midlife, and especially women. You know, there are times when, for nurturing the family, taking care of the seniors in the family, that becomes a priority, and you step down in your career and you start putting that as the most important role of your life. And then comes a time when things are settled, the family is settled, and the woman starts thinking that I think I need to go back to my career. Now, what can I do? Maybe I'm out of my career for such a long time. Will people accept me? What is going to happen with my life? And with all these questions, low confidence, low self esteem, and women go through a lot of challenges, and it's a tough journey to navigate. But what if this midlife crisis leads you to the most beautiful thing of your life? That's your purpose of life. You figure out something, what you're born for, what you can do. And that is so amazing that each night when you go to sleep, you're so fulfilled, you're so happy, you're so excited because you've done so much in life. And I think that's what our guest has actually accomplished in her life.
So true.
She's done such an amazing work that we would not want to delay any further.
Yeah, before that, we have an emotion called as love,
Yes.
but that has an opposite meaning. That's hatred. But there's another word and another emotion, compassion. You don't have any opposite emotion to that. There's no opposite to it.
Yes.
And that is what today's guest is all about. Compassion. We've heard this, but very few people live that compassion because it needs utmost level of selfless level of dedication for a cause. And that's what is our guest today. So both of us would proudly invite
Mrs. Meera
Meera
Badve.
Badve.
Welcome, ma'am. Welcome. We both are feeling so privileged, happy, and excited
Absolutely.
to have you on the stage. I think no one till now has brought so much joy. All the guests that we've invited, how much joy we are having today to be able to present you to the world who can experience what is true compassion. So I would just love to hear your story and let everyone hear that how from that stage of what do I do to this life of meaning and purpose and fulfillment.
Oh my God.
What's been your journey?
Please, it's all yours.
Thank you very much. So, life, and
Yes.
I'm very thankful to all of you that you're eagerly awaiting to listen to the story of Nivant, because
Yes.
I don't have any physical existence unless you define it in terms of Nivant. Connecting the dots, I just can't believe that I treaded on this path, a unique path. And it is the strength, energy, breath, and life of a person like me that helped me to be a mother. Teacher was secondary, a mother to more than 3,500 children with special vision. And today, whatever I am, um, been honored by all of you to be on this dais. I just wonder how do I deserve all this? And all the credit goes to my dear, dear friends. Nivant is like creating an empire out of void, out of nothing. There was nothing available, no facilities available 27 years ago. And 27 years ago, way back in 1996, I myself wonder as to how I have reached this stage wherein there is no other thing that fascinates me more than being with the children and seeing them grow into and assimilated into the fold of social life with respect, with that feeling of complete independence and freedom that is been awarded to them. Um, Equally so, you must be wondering or curious about knowing as to why I am here today. Even I wondered 27 years ago. And I was just thinking of um, going back to my earlier career. It so happened that I was a teacher of English at the school and the college level. And once I begot my daughter, I did not want her to see a locked door. So obviously, I decided to leave my career and my job. And 14 long years, I was catering to, as Nutan ma'am said, to the needs of the family. And it so happens that there is a phase in your life when you call it an emptiness syndrome, that everyone
Correct.
has flown out of the nest. And where are you as a human being? Who am I? Is the question that
Yeah.
keeps troubling. So that was the story of my life. And my daughter, who was a teenager, she suggested I better take up do something for myself, for my intellectual self, because she knew that I was really intellectually starving. And that kind of understanding a child having just let me go on exploring what is to be done with my life. I decided to take up a job in the college, and before I just okayed it, I my husband is there with me in this journey right from the day go, or prior to that, because when we were in dearth of money, when we had just started our business, we had fall back on still from somewhere, even from the borrowed money or the loans. He used to give 1/10 of the income that he earned, or to
Wow.
the organizations that function for the people with uh, special vision. And just curiosity took me to the doorsteps of the school that is at Koringa Park. I think some of you must have visited that or have heard about it. I just stepped into the school and I just did not know how to react, because they were all kids who were just very homesick and they were just trying to be over the stair. I was standing in their way and I did not know that I had to shift. It was wonderment to me. And it was a cave wherein nothing exceptional was happening around me. One of the kids, the 2.5 or 3 years old, fell and dashed against me, clung me, and it started crying. The child was so homesick. I was the mother, because a child with special vision understands the of touch, nothing else. And that touched me so much. I just bent in my arm folds, and I walked out of the school and I told my husband that I really do not want to take up a job again, but I want to do something for these kids. He was really shocked and he said, that's a great thing to happen, because you have a teaching background. So instead of going running after money, uh, help these kids come up. Next day, I just went to the school and I saw, I went to a class, standard six class, where 7 or 8 students were sitting there. And I decided that this is not the field I would love to work in, because they were all books in braille, in braille, and whatever knowledge you have, you are reduced to zero when it comes to their special vision, which we do not
Yeah.
have. So
True.
I thought of just quitting, and then the children were smart enough. They thought that ma'am seems to be okay. We better not allow her. So they told me that please don't run away. We'll teach you braille, and that's how the whole story changed. And instead of me teaching them, they started teaching me whatever little knowledge of braille they had. We became great friends, and life started moving ahead. And we became such good friends that I used to sit and watch and hear comments on cricket and uh, Tenlia, how nice he is, and they had just fallen in love with them, and share their emotions and stories, play cricket with them, try to understand the way they led life. By the time they were in standard 8, we all know what standard 8 means to us from 7th onwards, that there is a lot of emotional change that overtakes us in that particular phase of life.
Yeah.
And they are no exception to the rule at all. So these children started, by then I had mastered braille, because I knew that the limited knowledge of Braille that was passed on to me wouldn't be useful for me to to have a great educational connect with the children. So I started learning Braille myself, because of no availability of time being life otherwise. I just started using these 3 sections of the finger, and the braille is a script which is based on 6 dots and combinations, 53 combinations made out of them. I
Hmm.
learned them, charts everywhere in the house, even where I brushed my teeth, even when I rolled chapatis, everything, everywhere, all over the world in my bedroom. And Uma had no choice, and Anand had no choice to decorate the walls, everything. And that's how I learned and I mastered Braille. I started learning the contraction, and I bought a book and the D8. There was a D8 center from where the teachers also encouraged me, because they were very proud of the fact that I stood the ground and I did not run away.
Yeah.
So our friendship bloomed and blossomed, and the children and myself became very pally. But in standard 8, because of the teenage difference or the turbulence that hits all of us, they started writing love letters in braille. And when I laid my hands on them, they used to claim that, ma'am, I haven't written this letter because Braille is a script wherein the handwriting doesn't matter at all. But I used to tell them that I am not going to question you as to why you have written the letter, but I just want to meet your friend. And how did you meet her? Because they were in the boys' school, girls were at Kothrood at the girls' school, and how did they become such great friends? So they used to tell me that we meet in a recreation center called. Balkalyan, and that's how we exchanged each other's numbers, and whatever little money we get by working in the school, we spend it on the phone calls and we chat with each other. So this was the first revelation to me, that their world and our world is not different. And they could copy great secrets They could copy, tell lies, steal. They could do party on a New Year Eve, and somehow was shocked. Because what happens, when we think of people with special abilities, we feel that they should be like gods to us.
Hmm.
They should be perfect as
Hmm.
human beings.
Hmm.
And in that bureaucratic framework, I just couldn't function and bring about a change to their lives at all. So again, the second time I decided to leave the school, quit the school, and run away. But life was to take me on a different the road altogether. There was one student in the school who was just thrown out of the school. Not thrown exactly, I would say, because as per the social welfare department rule, after the age of 18, they cannot keep them in the school.
Hmm.
The story then was that the parents did not want them in the family fold because they hailed from a very low strata of society, and they just could not take care of the children.
Hmm.
So, right at the birth, also, they just discarded them and they forgot about the children. So, somebody being very nice to the child brought them to the school and they left them there, and the children never saw their parents again in their lifetime. Then society did not want them in the social fold, thinking they were non-productive. So
Hmm.
nobody had faith. There was, as I always say, that there was darkness within and without.
Hmm.
And Siddharth belonged to this category. Siddharth Gaikwad, the first student to whom I owe a lot, because all my motherhood started with the story of Siddharth. So Siddharth, he because he was left out of the school, he just went to the footpath at Bun Garden, and he sat there, and but he did not go a begging.
Hmm.
And for almost 3 long weeks, he did not have a single morsel of food.
Oh.
One morning, he rang my bell, and the bell of Nivant, and I just wondered. I opened the door and I saw a human skeleton standing there. Until date, I feel really ashamed of myself that I left him at the school then. I just took him inside the house, right where I'm sitting. I made him sit, gave him lot of food to eat, and then when I spoke to him, it struck me that he needed a mother and somebody to love him and to care for him. That was opened, and then it was a story of complete motherhood, feeding him, giving him culture, toilet training, cooking, teaching all the subjects that I hated in my life, like maths and science and all that. And that is how Siddharth started going to the school, and standard 10th, whatever little material we had at home, we studied different subjects. And his first result, the standard 10th result was out. He passed with 49.50% marks.
Wow.
And that is the first 100% result of Nivan. And
Wow.
it's something that last 27 years we have produced 100% and only 100% result. The door opened for Siddharth was open for so many other children in future also, because Siddharth just created an atmosphere around his friends, telling them all of them that wherever you are, whatever difficulty you have, ma'am is going to help you. So next year there were 70, then 150, then 200, and endless number of children coming to Nivan. And my heart still goes for my daughters. Whenever these girls came to Nivan, they used to hold me, and never they clung, and they never used to feel that I should leave them. So others normally told them that she has to work, you just leave her alone. But they wanted a mother so badly because their own parents used to put them in a bad trade. And they were the toppers of the school, and the only expectation from my girl child by the parents was she gets education or she goes into the money. So it was a gentle mother's promise to my gentle daughters that nothing of this sort is going to happen to you. They all are very well settled in life and have completed post graduation diplomas in translation. Then they have completed DEd, BEd, are earning in thousands, like
Wow.
in and some of them in lakhs.
Wow.
So what right we had to leave them at that juncture? Then started the story of replacing the begging bowls with the braille books. There wasn't a single word in braille. As I told you, a new path had to be paved and a new world had to be created. Then writing the books, dictating the books, creating the material, putting them on different career paths, and giving them a life of self respect. So we created small jobs for them. There was a chocolate factory. Then at the same time, I did not want their youth to be crushed because some fun and frolic also was required. So we had Shamak Davas trainers coming here, and everywhere I
Wow.
told the we will pay you complete fees. Please don't give any concession to my children and don't compromise on the quality of training that you're giving them. Then there were treks, everything that we do. I mean, I can't define it in the time frame that is allotted to me, and I can see the clock clicking today. But the thing is, we just did not compromise with anything. We created small jobs, and 15 years it was almost 16 hours, 24 by 7 by 365. 16 hours work minimal, and we wrote the books by hand, created a library. Technology reached the lives, touched the lives of the children. We got a braille printer and wonderful things happening around. They did not crave for food, my children. They were hungry for knowledge. And that is what they used to say, ma'am, don't feed us, but give us books to read. That was their intellectual and emotional need and requirement. That is how printed almost 2 lakh papers a year, distributed books all over Maharashtra and India, places like Scheme and other places also students used to started demanding books, and we created a library of almost 5,000 books. Audio material from audio in audio also we shifted from magnetic tapes to MP3 players to now the modern way of communicating. And children also became very smart. They started, instead of love letters, they started writing on WhatsApp and just delete the messages. But by then, they had taught me a little bit of technology and I knew that. So, and other things is they were put on different career paths. Like a girl completed her graduation in dancing, then library science, food craft, courses from Food Craft Institute in bakery confectionery, then accounts, BCom, this thing BCom. The children started pursuing career in commerce, law, BCA, MCA. These were all and career paths not known to them earlier on. And now, with all the facilities given to them and all the extracurricular activities that we conducted, I will just brief up in another 15, 20 seconds. Like we had culinary contest, elocution contest when those who are not, who had never opened their mouths in life could get the first award. We made three sections: those who never participated, those who participated but did not get prizes, and the third one was of the stalwarts. We could see the shift from the C group to A group, and they just running away with the prizes. Their personality development, then English Then we had tree plantation, then taking them on different trips, wherein and participating in various activities. In and the bridge sighted and the VIs was really, really completely built up, and no barrier between them and us, because we gave them quality life. Chocolate making, we made Taj Mahals, we made heart shaped chocolates, and they used to come up with such brilliant ideas, and they were very popular with the brand name of Choco Nivant. It's very difficult to summarize a life of 27 long years. But I do promise that they just learned the quality of human existence. And just because they were given proper training like you and me, they just were not shoulder to shoulder with us, but they were far above us. And now they are earning in lakhs. Every day, a new, brand new make of a car comes to Nivant. My grandchildren walk out of it. Husband and wife, both from Nivant, they dated in Nivant. Their own website called nivanshadi.com, and they told
Wow.
people not to meddle in their affairs. And there are hundreds and hundreds of grandchildren who are really excited, and they to this 2 hours. As in the beginning, when we were discussing, I told Dheeraj, it is not that we gave them something, but they gave us so much. They had gave us unquestioned faith. They are my phoenixes who rose above the ashes every minute, every second. And they worked so hard towards this goal that all success much theirs. I think it is 27 minutes I have crossed.
Ma'am, it's okay. I mean,
So
you can not look at the watch, but yes, I remember
that
chatting
is
with
not
you. I
that
remember
is not
chatting
the
with
way
you
I
earlier, and what I only feel when I heard you that day, and I'm hearing you today again, is that many people do charitable work. NGO social work is called as a charitable work. But when I heard you that day and I'm hearing you today, it's a mother speaking. It's not someone who's doing social work. This understanding of the feelings of those children, wanting to give them a normal life, understanding that even they have desires and they have the right to live life with fun, excitement, and everything that any other normal child would want to have. I think that really truly shows your heart, and it's unbelievable. But I really fail to understand, where do you gather this kind of strength? Because I remember you telling me that different children of different standards, and you moving from one place to the other, teaching them different subjects. You just mentioned 16 hours. I'm sure it must be beyond that. How did you really persevere throughout these in so many years? And what role did your family play? Because you had a daughter and you have all people all over the house. She has no space for herself. How did she take this up? How did you really persevere through these 27 years? What kept you going?
um, the faith in my ability and the love of my children. Um, Another thing is the family support was very, very necessary. It's not easy to share your mother with so many
Yes.
children, but that is the magnanimity of the heart of the people who are with me. My husband, right from beginning, he shut down his age of 60 only to be with me, running business. We had three, and right from beginning, I never demanded anything very crazy, the crazy things from him in my life for myself. But whatever I needed, whatever financial support or emotional support I needed, he gave me. And till date, he is so passionate that I think that passion and the source of my energy is from these two also. Because to have than 200 people in a day in a house, it's not very easy to take it. And even my
Yeah.
son-in-law, because there was so much of noise that they used to have nightmares. They couldn't have uh, they couldn't get time to meditate or do whatever they wanted to do, attend the calls, things like those. But thank God they're all there with me. And along with these 3,500 children, plus these three strong pillars, that made the family of Nivan. Because we never say it's an institute. And it is not social work. It is treating them like our own children and
Yes,
see to it that their heads are held high
absolutely.
and they need they have the proper feeling of complete independence. So we created jobs for them, started running Newman. It's a big story of 27 long years. And to condense it in a particular frame of time is very difficult for a person like me, because I always say that I breathed, I lived, I snored, I dreamt Nivant all my life, along with the members of my lovely members of my family. Uma will tell you about Swalekhan. That is the legacy that we want to leave behind. Uma, please take over. Thank you very much. I feel, as I told
Ma'am,
both
I
of
mean,
you,
I think thanks is all from us and from each one of them who are listening. I'm sure everyone is going to be so inspired, and they all would be thanking you from the bottom of their hearts, because it's very rare to be able to hear to a person live like this.
Yeah.
There's generally read in stories in history books, but meeting a person who's lived it, I think you're one of them.
Absolutely.
you are, all of you are most welcome to ask me any type of questions. You can write them
Yes,
to me or send a message to me, and I'm sure I assure you that I will try my best to answer all of them in the true sense of the term. There must be so many questions that you must be having in your mind, and I don't think I did the complete justice today. But we will be connected in future too.
Yes, ma'am.
yes, Uma.
Hi, I am I's sighted child. Uh, Hi, I'm Uma. I grew up in Nivant. I was 13 when my mom started Nivant. I have written so many children's papers as a scribe, because first I forced me to go to write these papers, and then later the students, the kids, the blind students who I was growing up with, because I'm a single child, they coaxed me, they bribed me with a little chocolate, whatever they could get on their hands to write papers. So, what I'm going to talk about today, right now, is a cause that's very close to my heart, because I have seen their dependence on scribes. I've seen their this as a second disability for them, which is that they cannot give their exams independently. They
Hmm.
have to depend on somebody to be able to give their exam. And it's ridiculous, because even for a computer literacy exam, which is the MSCIT, they need someone to write that answer for them, which is, they'll say, oh, press enter, and then somebody else has to press enter for them.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've just listened to I's story, and you know that there is nothing that they are not capable of. They have immense capability. The only thing that they don't have is vision. And there are many ways to counter this, and one of them is screen readers, which were developed very long back. So technology is also not out of reach or out of realm for the visually impaired. In 2016, my father came up with this extremely simple solution to solve this problem for scribes, and that is to teach them how to type. Now, what happens is that everybody wants to teach them how to type in English, because we think that that's the way to success and to get a job. But actually, the reality is that there are 63 blind schools in Maharashtra, and every single one of them, including Mumbai, Pune, Nashik, Nagpur, in Marathi medium. So all of these students 10th standard in Marathi medium, and most of them, 95% of them, are taking Marathi as a medium of education even
Hmm.
further. type in English. We need to teach them how to type in vernacular languages.
True.
So my dad kind of started creating Swalekhan. Swalekhan, which means khud se likhna, to write on your own, is the name
Yeah.
of our application. It is India's only accessible multilingual typing tutor. It teaches blind children how to type in Devanagari currently, but in regional languages in the future, in 78 very fun and engaging lessons. It teaches them in a slow way, it teaches them how to type a single cursor is, because a cursor is a very visual element, and we needed to create a
Yes.
lot of lessons to teach them how to edit what they have written. It teaches them how to
Yeah.
write words, and Devanagari is not an easy script. There are difficult script. It's tougher than Marathi because you have etc. So
Yes.
in 78 lessons, you learn how to type, and we have in 2019, my dad. I wanted to quit my job because I was kind of tired of working in work for urban company. And I told my dad, and he said, "Why don't you come back here and we can build Swalekan together, and you see what you can do ahead with this." So I came back, finished making Swalekan, and we on Play Store for free in 2019. And since then, we have taught 1,500 children in Maharashtra how to type in Devanagari. And in
Wow.
2025 till now, 100 students have given the exams without a scribe independently.
Wow.
And I call it a revolution. And IE has said that when you call it a revolution, it also means that it's going to be slow and it's going to take time. But looking at the enthusiasm and the speed at which the students are,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a pretty fast. And this is
Wow.
what we've been working on. We've been working creating technology for the visually impaired, and we have a suite of applications that teaches children not only how to type but also allows them to give their papers on their own independently without a writer or a reader. And like I always says this, and it's in the pledge of Nivant, that in spite of problems, hindrances, difficulties, and questions, life is beautiful.
And everyone has
Wow.
a right to contribute to the beauty of human existence. So
Wow.
there are
I
so
would
many
want to hear this once again for all of our audience. I would want you to repeat this once again, Uma and ma'am, please. I want to say this again, the slogan, the motto which you just
there are
mentioned.
problems, hindrances, difficulties, and questions in life. But in spite, um, we can all add to the beauty of human existence.
Wow.
And there are we have to walk miles and miles to go before we sleep. So the
Yes.
complete pledge, I will just and this is the
Yeah.
pledge that I wrote down to give them complete positive energy. And it is conducted in Nevan till date every day. It is a promise
Wow.
given to themselves that they don't have sight, but and
Wow.
future
Yeah.
is there, and the
True.
present also is theirs, because they are not extraordinary human beings with exceptional
Absolutely.
ability,
Absolutely
and they
true.
have learned to contribute to the sighted world. They take care of other children, they each other in times of difficulty. And Nivant is not just this place, but it is created in the nooks and corners of Maharashtra. Thank you very much. Please don't allow me to talk further because I'll go on and go on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So I think here is
thank
someone who's created a universe within this universe that we exist,
Yeah.
a universe for children where they feel safe, they feel happy, they are in love, they experience the warmth, they are nurtured by the mother. And I feel that while they are doing all of this, there is a small little thing that we can do towards contributing to this amazing cause
Yeah.
that the entire family is working towards. And what I'm going to do is really drop in the comment Uma's number and the email ID. I want all of you, in whatever capacity that you have, I would want you to really contribute towards this cause, and not only just contribute financially, but actually go and take a visit, because what she's created, you can experience once you visit there, and really see what is that beautiful world that she's built and created. So thank you so much, ma'am, that you joined us today. And Dheeraj, if you would like to
Yeah,
say
yeah. I
something.
feel thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Uma, for sharing such. There's no words much to speak, but I definitely want to tell all the audience who are listening now and later. This is, we all want to do something. We are good
Yes,
people.
yes,
The problem is we don't know how to go about it. This is that opportunity for you to serve someone, to change the life, because there are people out there like Meera ma'am and Uma and everybody who's devoted, dedicate their entire life. If you can't dedicate your life, you can at least definitely give that little bit shell of your income that you have towards the betterment and future of these kids whose life can be transformed. So let's not hold ourselves back. Let's go all out and support this cause in term, because the truth is, to run a cause we need money. That's the truth
absolutely.
of life. You can't take away from that. All the love they are providing, but we can definitely give money so that this can be taken to a different level. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Uma, for coming here. And in spite of she not being okay, she's here. That shows a true compassion of a mother, that she came and she sat with us. So thank you once again. After Mother Teresa, if I know anybody who's compassion, I would say Meera Badve. So thank you so much. And
Yes.
all of us, let's really give our best towards this cause. Thank you once again.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
See
you
you.
very much. Let's
We
create
waiting for
heaven
see
around
you
us
soon.
by joining hands. Thanks a lot.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, guys, this was one real life story, an inspirational story, a story of true compassion. And I think we've all heard Mother Teresa, but today we have
Seen.
experienced
Absolutely.
what's being a mother, mother to children whom you can associate that one small little instinct or feeling that she had when that first child held her. From there, these 27
So
years.
true.
And I'm sure she's doing that at the last moment of her life. She's continuing her journey, and that drew that inspiration that the entire family has become a part of this. It's such an amazing thing.
So
And
true.
thanks to ma'am's husband, who actually laid the seed, where I mean, when you don't have money, it's hard to contribute, right? But when he didn't have money, he still was contributing. That is why this beautiful world has been created. So
Yeah.
amazing. I think all three of them really deserve such an amazing, I mean, applause is a very small thing, but our heartfelt warmth, and a small little thank you from us in terms of whatever way that we can contribute. I'll put in the details of the page, the name, the email ID, the numbers. Please reach out to them and let them experience that we're also good human beings and we would want to be
So
a part
true.
of this cause.
And then to end with, there's one shift that she did in her life. She went in that school to see what she can do with her head. But when she went there, she went into her heart.
Heart.
And that's what a heart can do. So let's not be in a head, let's be in a heart.
Yes.
Okay, so her classic journey from head to heart and what she has created. So thank you so much, ma'am, and all the people out there. Let's do whatever best we can do.
And reach out to as many people as you
Yes,
can.
let's not hold this. Let's reach out to as many of people. Let's create a revolution which Uma wants to take it ahead. Let's help her, because
Yes.
I think 3 people and 300 and 3,000 and 30,000 and then 3 million. That's what we can think about. So thank you everybody for listening to us and coming today. And we'll see you again on next Friday on How to Ace Your Career. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
See you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.